Hi, everybody. I don't do a lot of videos, but I was sitting here on the last day of 2022 and I was going to write down a bunch of stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to do a video. It'll be easier. I'm just looking back on the year and the past few years, actually, and just kind of sitting in gratitude for where I've been, all the things I've gone through, where I am now. Many of you know the last probably 7 years or so have been, that's interesting, 7 years, 7 year cycle, right? Um, 7 years have been pretty tough on me. I've always dealt with health issues probably since my 20s between um, I guess it kind of started out with just chronic neck and back pain and evolved or devolved into adrenal fatigue and um, hypothyroidism, which all pretty much went undiagnosed until a few years ago. But stress always exacerbated all of that, and I've always struggled, but somehow I've kind of managed to just kind of skate above the top of it all and make life work for me. I've moved from coast to coast back and forth a few times. Recently back and forth between Nevada, Arizona, Utah, California, Nevada, all these, back and forth. And I'm just grateful for all the things I've been able to do, including all the fun motorcycle riding and people I've met through motorcycle riding and the people I've met through bird rescue. And it's kind of led me to a point today of looking at these last 7 years since my parents passed away in 2015 and all the stress I've dealt with that. And the grief and the recovery and the health issues that just got worse but are finally on the upswing. And it's got me thinking today. I know my life has not been as difficult as a lot of people's lives. I haven't had the major health issues that some people have had. I haven't had the major financial setbacks that some people have had. I haven't had the major family issues that some people have had. But I've had all of it to a degree. And it's been somewhat traumatic for me as I've gone through it in my own way, each individual thing. And yet, I've never complained about it. I just move forward and I just do what I need to do to keep going and get to the next place or the next step or the next level or whatever it is. And it's got me reflecting why. Why do I do that when so many people I've met over the years wallow? Something happens to them and they just wallow in it and they just can't get out of it. They just sit there and they stay there and they can't move and they're stuck. So why do I keep moving? Why do some people in this world get stagnant and stay in one place? And I can't say they enjoy being there, but they must like it to some degree or they would do something about it, right? So why do some people do that and others, I'm not saying I'm the only one because I have a lot of other friends that I see out there, stuff happens to them and they just keep moving forward. Why do some of us do what we need to do and just keep moving forward and stay positive and not let things bring us down? We may let it bring us down for a little bit, but once we get through processing it, and it doesn't take us long, we act. Why do some people act and others don't or can't? Is it a life skill thing? Are these skills that our parents taught us and other parents didn't teach others? I think that's not the case, because I've seen situations with siblings where some, a brother or sister may be the type that acts, and the other brother or sister may not be the type that acts, and they just wallow. Is it in our blood? Is it just how we were born and that's our personality? I don't know. People would argue that we're not born with a personality that develops based on our experiences. Other people would argue that, yeah, it's in your blood. It's how you're born. It's how you're made. Gosh, I even think of motorcycle riding. I crashed on a motorcycle before I even took the MSF course to learn how to ride a motorcycle. And yet, when I had the class, I forget if it was a week or 2 weeks after my crash, and my leg was still pretty bruised up and sore, I still went to the class. I still learned how to ride a motorcycle, and I'm still riding 25 years later. Other people try to ride a motorcycle and they crash once and that's it. They're done. They never even get on a motorcycle even as a passenger. Why? I don't know. But I can say I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the way I am, who I am, how I handle my life. I'm grateful for all the friends I've had along the way, whether I'm still friends with them now or lost touch along the way. Everybody's had an influence on me in one way or another. And probably over the last few years, the biggest thing I've seen is a lot of people who just like to sit and wallow and they don't do much. And it's opened my eyes to things I never knew were possible. I didn't even know that was a choice, to let things happen to you and not act on it. And I hope I never get to be that way. So anyway, just some rambling thoughts. I'm not sure I have any point in putting this out there. It's just the end of the year. It's where I am. I've learned a lot over these last 7 years, especially this year. This year has been a healing year in many ways. My health is good, gotten much better with different remedies. I'm back in a happy place, physically and emotionally, mentally, and all that. And I'm hoping that with all of these new developments, better health, better place, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that 2023 is going to be a great year. And it might end up being a terrible year for the world, but I hope it's going to be a great year for me and everybody around me. And I will just continue to do what I do and be positive and help others around me be positive. And I hope everybody else can do the same. That's my thoughts for today. Happy New Year, everybody.